Okay, welcome back to Yahoo Finance Live. Let's jump into the stream with Rick Newman, because you are saying big government forever. Some splaining to do here, Rick.
I'm not saying it. I think that's what Joe Biden is offering. We got his formal budget today. There weren't really any new programs in there, but it drew together everything we've been hearing about in his American Families Plan and his American Jobs Plan from earlier this year. And look, Biden means it. He really wants to change the role, enlarge the role of government in the U.S. economy and in American society. And I think what's going to happen over the next few months is we're going to, have this debate as a polity and figure out, do we really want everything Biden's offering, which is universal preschool for all American kids, greatly expanded federal subsidies for child care, for elder care, a lot more health care subsidies, tons of new infrastructure investment. So Biden's overall budget for the year that would begin in October, he wants to spend $6 trillion. The amount we spent per year before COVID was around $4.5 trillion. So call it a 33, 34, 35% increase in baseline government spending. I'm not sure Americans are down with that.
And that was the point I was going to ask you, Rick, is how do you think this will be perceived by the American public?
So I think that voters are ambivalent about this for the time being. Biden does get good marks for his handling of the economy. It's net positive in most polls, and there are some that show approval ratings for his handling of the economy, even a little bit higher than 60%. But I also noticed a warning sign in one poll this week, Julia. So we've been talking about the governors, and I think it's Republican governors, and I think it's now 24 states have prematurely ended the federal jobless benefits, that extra $300 a week for people who live in those states. And this poll found that 54% of Americans agree with that. They agree with cutting off this federal benefit for people who don't have a job. And I think only something like 37% say they disagree with that. So there is a significant block of Americans who feel that the government is already going too far. And Biden's coming along behind that and saying, no, I want to go even farther. So we know that many Democrats and essentially all progressives support this. But I think Biden has to sell this, I guess, is the bottom line. He needs to make people feel that they will benefit in tangible ways from what he is proposing. This cannot be, giant government programs that take 5 or 10 years to produce results anybody can notice. And I think that is going to be a tough sell.
Rick, correct me when I get it wrong, because I know you will, but if his approval ratings are high, and they are right now, President Biden, does that make it tougher to sell the need to do what he's proposing?
I think I don't know the answer, Adam. I think that's the real question. So, look, obviously it's a pretty good time. We're finally coming out of the coronavirus pandemic. People do think the government has helped. They did like getting the stimulus checks. If you're getting the federal jobless aid, you're not going to send it back. But the question we don't know the answer to yet is, do Americans want more of this, and do they want this on an indefinite, ongoing basis? And I will just remind everybody that trust in government has really plummeted during the last 2 decades. People do not trust the government nearly as much as they used to. And Biden is trying to change that storyline. He's trying to convince people, no, the government really can be a force for good, not something you just want to get out of the way. And this is how he's going to define his presidency. I mean, he's been very clear about it. It's now clear in his budget. He's telling Americans the government can do more for you. Trust me on it. We'll see what they say.
Rick Newman, thank you very much.